A lot of the time when high schoolers ask me what we do here, I tell them we get paid to break things.
Today we're up in New Carlisle, Indiana, where we're gonna get behind the scenes and actually get to test drive one of the newer international models. If you remember last year, we did a video with Brian Kinsey in Springfield, Missouri, where he went through international at the reconditioning plant. Brian got us a special invitation up here to this track today. We're gonna see this track along with this rich, deep history. This is a BulkLoads feature. Hey, Jared Flynn.
Hey, Jake Rakushka, nice to meet you.
Yeah, well, thanks for having us up here.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's a pleasure.
Yeah, so we're going to do a tour today of the international track here. I always say road track, but you call it the proving grounds.
Yes, so the grounds here as a whole are the international proving grounds. And today we're going to be able to see the oval track we have here, along with some of the durability and shop area as well.
So today we're going to get to see all that. Hopefully we get to even get a test drive in.
Yeah, without a doubt, yeah.
Okay, awesome. Well, we're excited to be here. Appreciate it.
Happy to have you.
Thank you.
So this facility was originally made, it was constructed in 1926 by the Studebaker Corporation and has been used as a proving grounds facility ever since. So this year is actually our 100-year anniversary. We are working the grounds day in and day out, 24/7. We have 3 rounds of technicians and 2 shifts of drivers, so there's never a dull moment here.
How many people work at this facility here?
So our full-time stationed is about 160, and then we have a fair amount of visitors from third-party customers using our grounds to test out their prototype vehicles. So we're starting off here in our 106 area. We're going to pace through the access road heading southbound, take a little flank off to our 30% grade, and actually approach that in the tour bus we're taking today. Loop back around, take a swing. We'll be able to see our VDA or vehicle dynamics areas down here on the inside of our oval. We'll come around on the perimeter of the durability section, hit a couple features up here in the tour bus, and then loop back around to then approach to the oval, lap around, and then we'll get a chance to view our LT show truck here today on the upper VDA.
You were saying earlier this used to be the grounds for Studebaker. Is this where the lettering is overhead?
Yeah,
right there?
yeah. One of the things that Studebaker did was make the Studebaker tree line of 8,000 red and white pine trees.
Oh, neat.
So they wanted to spell it out as Studebaker so that all of the planes flying over using the Studebaker engine would be able to see who made it for them. So this was on the Guinness Book of World Records back in the late 80s, early 90s, and is a national landmark to the U.S. Main reason why the Studebaker family chose this property lot in particular, aside from being so close to South Bend and also Detroit, Chicago, and Indianapolis, is because of the terrain here. The wide open area for the oval to be paved on top of, along with the, for northern Indiana, vast terrain off in the durability section, were key placeholder reasons as to why they chose the property, along with what's coming up next, which is, not to brag, it is the highest elevation deviation in the northern half of the state. This is a hyper-accelerated wear and tear area of our property. It is able to run the 1.2 million mile expectancy of our vehicles down to just 4,000. So we can run that time span if it's a high priority accelerated test set in about 4 months. So running through conditions like that is how we ensure that our vehicles are able to go through very harsh terrain, and we find what breaks in our controlled environment before it heads out into the public roadway space. Reading from right to left, we have our light cobblestone, our heavy cobblestone, chatter bumps, and our impact bump route. It is a deliberately wave-formed roadway in a sinusoidal form so that we can test out the hyperextension and compression of our suspension. That is so that we can see how the shocks fare with super wavy and unconditioned roads, and also that all of the accessory components such as bump stops or entire axles in some circumstances do actually stay on when hyperextended and then slam back down to the ground. So it's elevated sections of the road that are staggered per axle so that we can test to make sure in hyperflex conditions, important things like the cab and the engine and the suspension and the drivetrain, the important things you might want to keep on the truck do in fact stay on the truck. That is an application for ultra heavy duty and military application vehicles only. Most of the vehicles we have here can and will get stuck on that instance. Don't ask me how I know. All of the vehicles for the U.S. Department of Transportation must pass through the Altoona, Pennsylvania test course before it can be certified as a public transit vehicle. Our Replica here allows the early stages of prototypes to be able to be tested so that engineers can figure out what is wrong before they take it all the way out to the East Coast. This is approximately a 17% grade on average and is fairly loose dirt and sand gravel, so that while we're going down with, say, a 80,000 pounds tractor trailer, we're able to test out the loose traction braking, some of the downhill, say Jake brakes for example, and other traction instances in less than ideal circumstances. One of the tests that we have here is actually running down that route at about 35 miles an hour of a minimum, and you're not permitted to start braking until the pavement begins, which is by eyeball probably about 15 to 20 yards, and you must come to a complete stop.
This is the steepest one on property?
Yes, and for a very good reason. You see where it starts yet?
Ooh. You won't be running any heavy-duty semi-trucks up, right?
Not ours, no. There's a few vehicles that are capable of doing it, but most of them were for government defense contracts.
Okay, so very few on the road or on highway vehicles.
Very few, yes. Most of them don't even have the approach angle to attack it to begin with, let alone the power and traction just by payload to be able to actually put the power to the floor.
So then they test it going down and up, or just up?
Pretty much only up.
I was gonna say, yeah.
We know it can go down. Gravity's still turned on. We're good there.
So I am the product marketing director for the S13 integrated powertrain, which is what we're gonna check out today. So the one behind us is the International LT. If you roll around to the front, you'll see we've upgraded our grille.
Oh, yeah.
So that's a new look that we released when we launched the S13 integrated powertrain in 2023. So give us a fresh look on the LT.
Real quick, what does S13 mean?
S13 just means S13.
Okay, S13, okay.
Yes.
All right.
So integrated, if you see it on the badge here, if you see integrated on the badge, that's how you know that it's paired, the S13 engine's paired with the T14 transmission.
Okay. And I've heard that's a big deal, the T14 transmission. Can you explain that?
So the T14 transmission is true to its name, 14 gears. We have an electronic clutch actuator on it, so it's smooth, fast shifts. It's not pneumatic. With that 14 gears, it has a wide overall gear ratio of 26.7 to 1. And we start at 20.81 to 1 and 16.16 to 1. So we have basically gears that are acting like crawler gears. Okay. So low end reduction.
Just in layman's terms, that means what? Just a better transmission?
Great startability, great ability with those low end gears.
Okay.
And then what attributes to the smooth shifting is it's 29% even steps between gears. So you're not going, say, from 50 to 21%. It's 29% even steps throughout. It is 678 pounds, so it is very light.
Okay.
And when you pair that with the S13 engine dry weight is 2,284 pounds.
Can you just give me a comparison to, like, just, we don't need no name brands, but other motors out there?
It can range from roughly 600 to 1,000 pounds lighter.
Okay.
From an engine transmission combination.
So that's a half a ton in the bulk world.
Yep.
In weight that you can use more on your,
you got it,
on your tonnage that you're hauling. Okay, perfect, awesome.
What do you see that's missing at the top of the engine on this side? So there's no EGR cooler. Another thing is we don't have a diesel oxidation catalyst, so when we talk about fuel economy and savings and efficiencies, we're not dosing fuel to burn off soot. So with a 23-to-1 compression ratio, we're able to create those pressures, create the heat we need to let the engine be an engine and burn off the soot. Depending on the duty cycle, we hover about 8 to 9% DEF usage, which is a little bit higher than our competitors, but
8 to 9% of, what does that mean?
So for say like 100 gallons of fuel you burn about 8% to 9% diesel exhaust fluid.
Okay.
So, but we don't hide behind the fact of that because of our operating economy and fluid economy story is so good with how much fuel savings there is. But we do, you know, want to be upfront that we do use a little bit more DEF, and that's due to our strategy of not having an EGR cooler, not having a variable geometry turbo, letting the fixed turbo build all the energy for the power that's required for this engine. We've put our testing to our competitors, and we are saying that we are 5% or better fuel efficiency than our competitors in the on-highway aero category.
That's big.
So it's
a big claim. We were talking to several of our BulkLoads members, and they have really switched to running these just because of the lightweight that you mentioned, but the fuel economy. And I can't remember what they were getting. And again, I know there's different setups and trailers that they're pulling, but and if I remember right, one was saying, I mean, he's getting close to 7 or 8 miles per gallon.
Oh yeah.
Even better.
It's got predictive cruise control. So what it's going to do is it's actually, and topography mapping and all that data, what it's actually going to do is it's going to feed the truck fuel before it knows that it's getting to that crest. And then as it comes down, you're just gonna coast. So that's when you get into 14th gear. And you're just saving fuel the whole ride through.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Which is known in the industry as pulse and glide.
Pulse and glide, okay.
Yep, we always talk about giving it a first owner experience. And a lot of people put power takeoffs, PTOs, on their vehicles, right? Especially in your industry. So we make it very easy. We actually have a PTO wiring harness adapter that is built on every S13 T14 S13 integrated powertrain that we build, so that in that secondary life, a customer can easily put on a PTO or a wet kit or a blower. And we make it very simple because without that PTO wiring harness, it's a full tear up, and it's just, you know, you're better off buying a new truck at that point. If you're averaging over 8.2 miles per gallon in the powertrain, you don't have to replace your DPF till 650,000 miles. So that first or second owner may never have to replace a DPF, ever.
Just in the years that we've been interviewing other companies, we don't hear that much from some of the others, how focused they are on the secondary market, second life of the truck.
Oh, super important, especially when it comes to supporting parts and maintenance, and having the largest dealer network when it comes to rooftops. And then, you know, we have a partnership with Love's, you know, for basic PM and you know, basic parts, things like that, just for a wider coverage of support. So this is our Diamond Elite. So this is our top tier interior. So we got a premium gauge cluster there that is standard with all of our LTs and our H's. We do keep the, you know, temperature control and the radio knob analog, because they've done, you know, studies that the radio and the temperature control are the two most touched things in a truck that could take your eyes off the road from a safety standpoint. We have a program called Diamond Logic, which Diamond Logic Builder is actually was launched in 2001. So there's also a lot of safety aspects to Diamond Logic. For example, truck won't go into drive unless the seat belt is engaged, something simple like that. For a lot of the aggregates and construction, we can actually, the truck won't go over 5 miles per hour if the boom or the dump bed's raised. You know, we've seen a lot of those with, you know, bridges and things like that. So not only protecting the driver, but protecting the equipment, which is sometimes their biggest asset.
So you're gonna be my co-pilot today?
I am.
Okay.
You drive, I'll navigate.
All right, let's do this.
All right, sounds
Perfect.
good.
Security, this is Manny, can I get in?
Oh yeah, I got my CDL.
Oh, okay, super.
I'm a Class A. I used to drive right out of college for several years.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's been a hot minute.
Sure. Yeah, not a problem. Our whole deal here is safety.
Okay.
We're going to stay on the inside lane first.
Okay.
And then we'll end up tacking up to whatever speed that you feel comfortable with, and just get me home tonight. Okay. And your mirrors, can you see down the side here?
Yeah, actually everything's set up pretty good.
Okay.
Whoever was in this before.
Yep. Just make a wide swing, because that is a spread axle trailer. Yep. Like the speed? Go ahead. Where are you at? 45 or 5?
You're a lot more relaxed than my last.
You're over 21. So we're in GVW, so we're like right around 80,000, right?
Yep.
So you want to be, sensitive to that. So where are you at? 60?
I'm at 70. Well, 68.
Yeah, just back it down to 60.
This was amazing.
You're good to go.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, no problem.
I enjoyed
Hopefully
this.
that was
Yeah.
not too jumpy for you, but
It's not what I expected in a good way. So I just got done. I did 3 laps, I think, around the track, and it's not what I expected in a good way. I think first off, it was super smooth. I mean, the ride, and I love the lane assist. I mean,
Yep.
it tell me anytime I bump the lanes, but
You don't realize how thin those lanes are until
Yeah.
you're getting buzzed and alerted, right?
but even like the bank track, when you go around, like you could feel the weight. So, and just like being on the road, you have to be careful. You almost had to counter
Yeah.
a little bit. But it was cool.
I guess what I would ask is, what did you feel about like the visibility, the mirrors? So the whole idea of how this cab was designed around the driver. Keep the hands on the wheel. Feel like you're in control of the vehicle.
So I will say this, and I'm not saying this because I'm here at International. Like I felt more visible in this truck than I've ever drove any other truck that I've ever driven.
Awesome.
And I've driven other ones, but yeah, it felt like the view out, but the mirrors. Because even when I jumped in, and he's like, "Do you need to move anything?" I was like, "Man, I can see really well."
Yeah.
And
So
yeah, it was good.
Yeah, so when we went to the pedestal style mirror, we were able to make them longer. We added more rigidity so that the vibration, where water typically will pool up as you're going down the highway if it's raining, so less vibration. You can see a clear image in the mirror versus maybe some of the C-loops that have thinner attachments and whatnot.
I never felt constricted on my visibility. I mean, every direction down both sides, I felt like I could see the trailer well. So,
Okay.
super impressed.
What gears were you going through? Or were you too busy looking
I didn't pay
straight?
attention to the gears. He just kept telling me to go faster. I drove a truck up in Minnesota last year, and yeah, it seemed like the shifting was a lot. I don't know. You could feel it a lot more. Where this one, it was just seamless.
You don't feel anything.
It wasn't that crazy stall, but this
Yep.
one, yeah.
Yeah, and so I don't know if you tried it, but if you let off the service brake, you'll actually start to creep forward. So we call that creep mode. If you were just bobtailing this, you would probably start in 5th gear. It just knows. What you were driving here was our highest, which is 515 horsepower, 1850 torque.
Okay.
And so peak torque is at 900 RPM.
Wow.
So very efficient.
Yeah.
We brought you most of our product lineup of our product portfolio. First, we have our redesigned school bus, the IC school bus that we picked you up for school today here at International Proving Grounds.
Yeah.
So with that, IC, I'll ask you, what do you think it stands for?
No idea. Something chassis.
Integrated chassis. Yes. So now we have the integrated powertrain and an integrated chassis when it comes to bus. Right there is our historical International Lone Star, the flagship over-the-road owner-operator tractor. You got the flagship Grille right there. It is retired, but you'll still see a few of those out there. Next up, we have our HX620. That stands for that's our set back axle. The truck that's not in this lineup is our HX520, which is a set forward axle. That's more of that longer nose, over the road, heavy haul, logging, more agriculture kind of truck. But this one's a powerhouse when it comes to the feel of being in control of the road and being able to carry really big loads.
I like this one.
This one's pretty sweet.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
This one is our HV 515, so it is a set forward axle. We also have the HV 615, which is a set back axle. So we talked earlier, HV means heavy vocational, HX is heavy extreme, and Lone Star is obviously Lone Star. So yeah, that's a great truck. And if you actually zoom in on the diamond on the front of the grill, you'll actually see that is our newly designed emblem that matches our new branding with International Motors. So we will be seeing those hit the roads probably August, September timeframe with the new look and feel. The baby brother or sister to the LT. This is the regional haul, the RH. So same little look and feel. It's 113 BBC. So a little short, great for food delivery.
Yeah, I was just thinking that a lot of your little food
city
delivery trucks.
driving.
Yep.
Right here we have our EMV. The EMV, obviously the E stands for electric. We still have these in production. Has a roughly about 135 mile range.
So these aren't out on the roads yet?
They are.
Oh, they are.
They've
Okay.
been out on the roads since about 2020. With that, you have a 210 kilowatt battery system, and the charge rate's about 125 kilowatts per hour. So you can charge it up in about 2 hours. It has 3 levels of regenerative braking. So when you're actually slowing down, you're not using the brake, you're letting the truck charge back up the batteries. The MV, which stands for medium vocational, this is just your standard service contractor
Like
body.
your electric co-op truck.
Fiberglass body, your rural electric co-ops, exactly. You know, it's really your prime utility bucket truck.
This is our MRAP, and so at a previous point in the company's history, we made defense vehicles, manufactured them. The MRAP is a mine-resistant, ambush-protected vehicle. This thing is really tough. It went overseas and protected our troops from IEDs, improvised explosive devices, and just kept us safe. You can see the armor on this thing, big hydraulic-assisted doors, 4x4 capability. This thing is tough. The cool thing about it on the bottom, under the truck, you know, if you were riding in the back, here in the back there where the guys would ride, we got a V-shaped hole underneath. So if they were to run over some kind of explosive device overseas in some country, then the explosion would be directed outward and keep the troops inside safe.
Oh my gosh.
So pretty cool to be part of a company that has some history with keeping Americans safe.
I hate to know how much this thing weighs. This thing's gotta be.
I don't think you're gonna make it over the scales driving down the highway on this thing.
So the purpose of this was to just transport troops safely?
Yeah, you get them in and out of harm's way safely without getting injured on the way from some kind of IED on the road.
It's got like a little crane, hydraulic arm, it looks like.
Yeah, all sorts of attachments you could have on this thing, and I'm sure, you know, it would be kitted up in the war zone with all sorts of stuff that would be able to project some serious firepower.
Holy moly. So is it here just as a collector?
Yeah, well, we keep one here, and sure, yeah, we ride VIPs like yourself around in it a little bit, and yeah, it's just kind of a part of our history. And yeah, I'll say again, I'm proud to work for a company that supported keeping troops safe.
Brian, thank you so much for setting this up, making the
pleasure.
call up to International, allowing us to come up here and get a firsthand look at the proving track and see it for ourselves. I can't believe this. I mean, just from our little video we did last year, and then now coming up here and getting this demo. And Jacob, man, thanks for giving us a tour today. Amazing tour just to see a behind the scenes look. And man, thank you guys for coming along and being a part of this and letting us share this story. So it means a lot to us and our community.
Thanks for coming up.
Yeah, appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.
A lot of fun. Thank you.